Hello all, Dave Metzger coming to you from Mountainside Outfitters in Fort Missouri, just east of Springfield, Missouri, here to give you a new update on the new public shooting ranges we are building. So, um, first thing I want to cover is those first few comments I made on the first post about this when people asked how long this would take, and I said I have no idea, maybe 1-2 months, depends on how many orders we get in during that time. Was insane. That was totally unrealistic. Um, I said that because I thought I could do the basics enough to be able to get it open safely in like 3 weeks. That's why I said 1 to 2 months just in case. Now that I've gotten as far as I've gotten, I know that was crazy. That was never going to happen. So we have made great progress. We're doing fantastic. But along the way, a whole lot of things I hadn't thought of came up because I have a tendency to just leap before I look. Like, I know the demand's there. I know the customers want it. They ask about it all the time. I know we've got the staff that we can handle this, and I know that the money's there and we can do this, so let's just do it. And I just started building. As I'm building, I'm starting to think things like, well, you know we probably ought to have like liability waivers for people to sign and like a safety video or something like that. We probably need like a room for people to do this in. Things that hadn't crossed my mind when I said we're going to build a range, and I started building it. And we're going to need our staff certified. We're going to need certified range officers for this, and all that stuff takes time and money. And I hadn't really fully thought that through. So we're doing it all, and we're making great progress. And now a much more realistic prediction would be 1 to 2 months from now we should be able to safely open. We still won't be done. We'll have a lot of things to add, but we'll be able to get it open where people can bring their own toys and shoot. So now I'm here at the end of the 100-yard range. So this here, you'll go into the 100-yard range right there. And so this is like a tunnel that goes all the way down alongside the other shooting range over here. So it's, to my knowledge, nobody's ever built a shooting range like this. It's going to be wild. It's going to seem strange. It is unusual, but it should be awesome. It's going to be built kind of like a gigantic suppressor, and it will be very safe, and it should be pretty quiet considering what it is. It's going to be a weird design. That'll come later. That's on the back burner. It's all shelled in. Everything's in place. We've started cutting out the doors and the vents and all that kind of stuff. So we've made great progress on that. Sorry, I'm really tired. I don't have a script for this and I'm just winging it. So if I don't hold the camera great and I ramble, my apologies. I'm tired. This has been a long project. I lost my train of thought where I was going with that. Anyways, this is where you're going to come in to the main area that you check in. This is the shooting range out here. There still will be another container right here. Come into this corner. That's another shipping container and another one on top of it. Hence those two right there are going to go right here. This will be an exit gate here where you can come out. So it's a one-way loop around here. So you'll go in here and you'll come out here. We'll get back to that here in a minute. Okay, so here we go. This is the new access to the new room in here. This is so the factory guys can cut through here, but that'll normally be closed. The reason the factory guys cut through here is because this last container here is going to be their own private range. So that way when they're doing gunsmithing and test fires and things like that, building guns, they have somewhere to be able to do that no matter how booked up the range is. Completely off subject, but if I don't remember to say things as they pop into my head, I'm going to forget. So people keep asking about like memberships and all that kind of stuff. We're going to have every option that everybody has anywhere. And if anybody else does it, we're going to do it and we're going to do it better. So you'll be able to have memberships. You'll be able to just show up and shoot, assuming the range is available. You'll be able to book online if you want to absolutely guarantee that your spot or your group is available. We'll have tons of options. We're gonna have cool things like we're gonna have a water pond, like a long, skinny, reflecting pond in the middle of the range. So that way you can shoot at floating targets and see where you're hitting and missing. Everyone loves shooting at water. It's just fun. And so we'll have all these floating targets in there. And it's also really good for machine gun rentals because people who've never shot a machine gun before, no matter how many times you tell them, don't really understand that barrel is going to want to climb on that. And we put our hand on the back of their shoulder for that reason. But still, the further they can keep that barrel down when they start, the better, and it's fun to shoot water. So we're going to have all kinds of cool stuff. We'll have every option that you can want. You'll be able to shoot anything that you want to shoot. Muzzleloaders, 50 BMGs. If it's legal, you'll be able to shoot it here. These backstops will stop a cannon. It doesn't make any difference what you want to shoot here. You'll be able to shoot everything. Everything will be an option. We'll be better at everything than everybody else is at everything. If you have any other questions about anything and how we plan on doing it, other than the exact pricing, because I haven't worked that out yet either, but I have had people pull all the different prices for what everybody else charges at all the other ranges around here for comparison, and we'll use that to structure our prices and beat them on everything. So our prices will be good. I don't know exactly what they'll be yet, but you'll be happy with them. That won't be an issue. If you have any other questions, please comment, please ask. Again, I don't have a script for this video. I'm just winging it, and I can't remember everything that everybody's asked about. So we are back in the check-in room. So here is where you'll sign your liability waiver. You'll watch a safety video. We'll scan your ID. So once you've done it once, you don't have to do it again. This shelving back here will be full of ammo. You know, all the most common ammo, so you don't have to go next door for it if you decide you want more, forgot to bring it. We'll have all kinds of different targets available here. Of course, many more available next door. We'll have all the most basic, analog as well as digital, hearing protection, everything that you would need at the range we'll have here. These glass cases here will be full of rental handguns. We'll have a room back there that locks that's full of rental long guns, full autos, things like that. We have these observation windows and stools here. So if you're not shooting at all, or you're taking a break, or you're waiting your turn, you can sit there and watch other people shoot with some sound protection. We've got other seating here as well. These windows are double pane windows on the outside, and then another 5.5 inches, and then another double pane window on the inside. So they help with the sound. So here is the man trap. This will have one of those push bar handles on it, so you can hit it with your hip while you're carrying your gear and open up the door. This will have an electronic lock on it, so that way you can't open the door in front of you until the door behind you is closed. It'll have a closer on it as well. That'll help control sound if both doors are never open at the same time. This will also be a push out door. It'll have a push bar on it and swing out, so as you're carrying your gear, you can just shove it out. So this is the main range here. Again, we're going to close this in with another couple of shipping containers here. This is where you'll leave the range here. There'll be a one-way gate that pushes out for you to be able to leave the range and go back over to the shop, or circle back in if you want to go back in there. Eventually, we're going to have trusses over this section here and concrete down here, and we'll have all kinds of shooting stations down here, and we'll have all kinds of different targets set up down here. There'll be moving targets, there'll be floating targets, there'll be all kinds of stuff. This is deceiving. It doesn't look very wide right now, but part of the reason for that is the ground floor is way below where this floor actually needs to be to line up with the concrete. It's deceiving, but it's way low, like huge difference there. So once I raise this by adding more dirt in here, it'll make it feel a lot wider. Also, I couldn't get the walls very steep because my tractor just simply can't drive up anything steeper than that. But when I get an excavator in here, I'll be able to make those walls steeper. After we get all the concrete, we've got pretty much all the concrete in place. We got one section we gotta put concrete there, but most of the rest of it has concrete in. And we got a little strip we gotta put concrete here. These back containers are also filled with dirt and concrete as well. So you've got 2 layers of Corten steel, dirt and concrete in between them, and then concrete, and then dirt. And then once I finish getting all of this filled up to that top of that bottom can with concrete and dirt, then I'm going to add another couple of feet of sand over top of all of that. So that way there's no ricochets from any rocks or anything. This target here is just, you know, very temporary, so I can pick it up and move it when it's in my way. So yeah, we gotta add a little more concrete, a little more dirt, cover it with a couple of feet of sand, level out all the ground. All stuff that seems like it could be done fast and easy until you actually start doing it, and in real life it takes a lot longer than it does in your head, which has been my experience on absolutely everything on this whole project. I've done a lot of weird stuff over the years, so you'd think I would have gotten to the point where I'd be better at estimating this stuff, but it's just really hard to tell how long it's going to take to do something you've never done and to your knowledge nobody else has ever done before. So now we might as well go over the factory while we're still here, and we're 11 minutes in, might as well. So this is the new walls that didn't exist before, because that used to be factory over there. We had to rip out all the old benches, put new walls up, add new benches, add new stairs here. That's the paint booth and everything in there. And then up here is where all the lasers and such got moved to. Now we have stairs to be able to access the shipping containers up here for storage. All the lasers can direct vent out the wall. We've got access to the top of that other container for storage. So in the end, the factory boys ended up with net more square foot than they had before, and we've got a new range for a new room for the shooting range. But man, it's been a lot of work. So anyways, I'm trying. I'm doing as fast as I possibly can. I am so sorry that I was so wildly off with my prediction how long this will take, but it's going to be cool. It'll be very basic when it first opens, but we're just going to keep adding to it. We're going to keep improving. We're going to keep making it better. So whenever you see it for the first time, I don't care if it's a month from now, if it's 6 months from now, if it's 10 years from now, just know it's going to improve, because we're always improving everything. So that's the gist of what we got going on, y'all. Sorry it's not done yet. We'll get it done as fast as I possibly can. Thank you so much. Y'all are awesome. Spread the word.